Sherwood Anderson's collection of interconnected short stories, Winesburg, Ohio, weaves a tapestry of the town's essence through the lives of several of its most prominent inhabitants. These tales are recounted by George Willard, the town reporter, who, having grown up in Winesburg, ultimately decides to leave as an adult. The overarching theme of the book revolves around the flawed and fragile nature of the absolute truths that each character in Winesburg clings to, which ultimately lead to their undoing in each respective narrative. Penned in 1919, the stories are situated in the same era. In the prologue, an elderly writer lying in his bed reflects on the people he knew in Winesburg, labeling them as grotesques due to their unwavering attachment to absolute truths, which ultimately sabotaged their lives and brought disillusionment upon themselves and their loved ones. When the carpenter he hired breaks down in tears while raising the bed to align with the window's height and shares the story of his brother's demise, the old man, nearing death, finds solace in the thoughts of his own impending demise. The prologue touches upon the capricious nature of expectations and the wavering thoughts of individuals, which are not as steadfast as one might assume. In Hands, the narrative focuses on Wing Biddlebaum, a man burdened with uncontrollable hands, who flees the town after rumors circulate that he molested a young boy in a nearby town. Paper Pills recounts the tale of an elderly doctor who weds one of his much younger patients, only to mourn her passing just 6 months later. Mother introduces us to George Willard's mother, Elizabeth, an unhappy woman trapped in her marriage, who contends with George's father for control over their son's life. Later, in The Philosopher, the eccentric Dr. Parzival, who believes he is pursued by a lynch mob, imparts the secret of life to George. In Nobody Knows, George engages in a passionate encounter with the young girl Louise in a field outside town, later grappling with guilt over his actions. Continuing the narrative, we encounter Godliness, which delves into the life of a delusional farmer who firmly believes he receives divine messages. His unwavering conviction drives a wedge between him and his daughter and traumatically impacts his grandson David when he leads him into the woods, anticipating a divine message from the Lord. A series of stories ensues, featuring a telegraph operator, a couple grappling with the erosion of their love after moving to Winesburg, and Joe Welling, a man afflicted by an uncontrollable stutter who initiates a baseball club. Further tales introduce us to Kate Swift, who becomes the object of affection for many men in town. In one particularly poignant story, the Reverend, catching sight of Kate in her window from the church bell tower, succumbs to a fervent infatuation. Believing he has finally received a divine revelation, he tailors his sermons towards Kate, becoming increasingly consumed by obsession and delusion, to the point where he confides in George that Kate is a divine message. Later, George grapples with the notion that Kate may have romantic feelings for him. Encouraged by Kate to explore the depths of human thought, he is confounded when she confesses her love one night but then abruptly punches him and flees. George, bewildered, is left pondering if he missed an underlying message from Kate. The subsequent stories continue to revolve around interactions with George Willard, who persistently seeks love but encounters only solitude and bewilderment. After George's father's passing, his mother, Elizabeth, enters into a courtship with Dr. Reefy, disregarding her first husband's counsel to leave Winesburg. In the end, Elizabeth, longing for the sustenance of love she had hoped for, passes away, finding a profound connection with her now-grown son, George, in her final moments. The final story, Departure, trails George as he walks to the train station, preparing to depart from town. Numerous townsfolk shake his hand in farewell. His former lover, Helen White, awaits him there, but amidst the commotion, George fails to notice her. Seated on the train, he counts his money, perplexed by the train's failure to commence its journey. As he lifts his gaze from the coins in his hand, he realizes that the train has already departed from the station, leaving behind the only home he has ever known. Winesburg, Ohio, penned by Sherwood Anderson in 1919, draws loose inspiration from his own upbringing in Clyde, Ohio. Initially met with skepticism due to its unconventional storytelling approach, it has since garnered recognition from scholars and critics alike as one of the most profound depictions of early industrial small-town American life in the annals of American literature. Furthermore, it stands as one of the pioneering modernist novels, celebrated for its distinctive style and exploration of the characters' inner psyches. Anderson's literary repertoire encompasses various novels and 4 collections of short stories, but Winesburg, Ohio remains one of his most renowned and widely read works. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.